Hey guys, welcome back. It's part 13 of X3 Albion Prelude Star Wars Reborn mod. And at the end of the last video, I was all excited, and it was a little premature, but I was all excited about getting a player headquarters and starting reverse engineer ships, and very, very close, but not this video, not yet. And I've been working to get ready for it. What this, like I've mentioned many times, this game is very, very deep. There's many different layers to the game, and especially early on when I was playing this game for the first few times, I learned the hard way, because you hear player headquarters, build your own ships, and you get all excited because you want that, and you go, oh, I got enough money, I can buy it. Well, the problem with this game is because there's so many different layers, you need to be able to support it. Like the player headquarters, it's only useful if you can support it, basically. It's kind of, it's just a building. And to support it, you're going to need a logistics system. You're going to need transports. You're going to need those pilots. You're going to need resources. So at the end of last video, I was started training Marines. First of all, let me real quick show you those guys. They're training up. They're getting very, very, very close. If you see here, all these stars. Fight. Oh, my mouse is crazy. The fighting, of course, will only level up when I start boarding. But I've been training, of course, these 3 skills. And if you see all the stars, 5 stars is the max. And actually, if I go to the station, no, that's not what I wanted to do. If I go to the station where they're training and hit info, you can see exactly how far they are in their progress of training there. But these guys are getting towards the end because I can't see it on this screen. Shoot, I thought it was that screen. Maybe it was this screen.
This outpost serves as a remote operating base for military ships. Well-connected pilot.
It's this screen. Okay. So if you see here, again, the numbers go up to 100. Hacking, mechanical engineering is all I can train. If you see 82, 82, 84, there's some that have 100 now. So since they got 100 in engineering, I'm just, instead of choosing all skills, I'm focusing on a single skill like hacking. But if you see here, they're starting to get up there, and I want to get them to 100 and all those skills because when you start trying to get capital ships, boarding capital ships, you really need them over, I believe it's 85 in those skills. So I just go ahead and just get them to 100. I mean, why not? So the Marines are coming along. My the CAG and CLS pilots, I've been having them train, and sorry, I always keep doing that. If I show you here, I've been training pilots and getting getting the fully trained pilots onto transports that I'm going to be using, and then keeping those Naboo fighters going in their racetrack, training new pilots. And if you see, I've got I use a designation ST. for really station trader, and then number them. And then the ship. Now this is a Gazanti ship, and the model looks the same as the other Gazanti, but it's actually a different ship. It's got different stats. The TM one that I showed before, that can hold 4 fighters. This one is an actual TS. It can't hold any fighters, but it's more for transporting. The reason why I selected this model, if you remember my Universal Traders, I've got the GR75s for my Universal Traders because they have a large cargo hold. They're pretty good on speed. When you look at all, basically I wanted to travel, trade a lot, make money quick. So that's what those things really fit, but they were still really decent. The Gazantis here, though, they are more of a, you would say, a military. They're not a TM, they're a TS, but they're more of an armored transport. Let me put it that way. So instead of like the GR75s that have 200 megajoule shields, so that's 400. These have 4, so it's double the shielding. It's 800 megajoule shields, and it has firepower. If you see here, what you're looking at, 14. Yeah, 14. It can have the KX9s or the 10s. It can have the KX9s or 10s, but I just put the 9s on them. But they have 14 guns. It still is 168 meters per second, which is pretty decent. Same comparable acceleration. It is actually more maneuverable than some ships this size. Now, also, the cargo bay here is 5,000 units. So when I chose that GR75, I said that it has a nice cargo bay, and I mentioned that there are armor transports, but they kind of sacrifice the cargo bay space for the armaments. Well, that's exactly what I meant. Now, still though, 5,000 units. When you're dealing with more specifics, like the Universal Traders, it's kind of just find the best deal wherever it is and capitalize on that deal and move the most goods, make money. These aren't necessarily to make money. These are to keep stations supplied and logistics going within my own empire. And so when you're talking about that, you're mostly dealing with shields for ships, guns for ships, missiles for ships, energy cells for ships, stuff like that, which doesn't take up as much room as like something like ore, silicon, food supplies, even though you still need some food, I'll need to do the food supplies and stuff. But so anyways, I chose that Gazanti as more of the CLS CAG traders to transport stuff logistically within my own kind of empire. And if you see here, I've been able to get 25 Gazantis with those CAG CLS driver pilots. Now I also did get though 10 of the GR75s, and if you see here, I've got an STHQ. It's for station headquarters. So I got because when you need to supply your headquarters with resources to build ships, I believe, if I remember correctly, I may be wrong, but I believe that there's 10 resources you'll need. So with the bigger cargo hold, because you are dealing with, I do know that you need ore, I do know that you need silicon and stuff like that. So anyways, I got these with the bigger cargo hold specifically to supply the headquarters, so they can supply it quick. Obviously, they can transport more of those bigger goods at once. So I already got those set up with CAG CLS pilots. They're not the Universal Traders. That's the UT. Those are still all the same 30 Universal Traders still trading here. So I'm going to use that GR75 to supply my headquarters, and the Gazantes for all the other logistics stuff. And if you see here, I actually do have. Again, this game is kind of deep. So what happened was, I planned on getting the player headquarters. I had 2.2 billion, but if I bought the headquarters, just like you see all those ships, I need the transport ships, and I needed the logistics. And because I was training up those pilots, and I needed to get the transports to put those pilots on so I can train new pilots, I end up having, as you see, tons of ships. And so I needed a place to put it, to park them. So what that is, it's actually a boron equipment dock here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, it's a boron equipment dock. It can dock 2 capital ships. That's what these side things are. But what's unique about this dock, and I'm going to use this in all my systems, basically, kind of like either like outposts or kind of like home systems. Well, first of all, you can buy equipment docks. You can buy trading stations. There's some, depending on the race, that have outside docking clamps, and there's some that have internal docking clamps. Now, what's nice about the internal clamps is there's no limit to how many ships you can dock. So all the trading, I think there's a Talati trading station that's internal, but those internal docks, there's no limit to how many fighters that you can dock. Now, all of those internal docking trading stations or equipment docks, they are limited to only internally docking fighters, M5, 4, and 3s. They can't dock any transports or corvettes, M6s. Now, what's unique about the boron, it's the only one that can do this, but it can internally dock transports. That's the TMs, TL, or not TL, I'm sorry, the TMs, the TS, and the TPs. And it can also internally dock M6s, corvettes. So because they're internally docked, you can dock infinity. There's no limit. So that's why I bought this, so I can have all those transports docked there. There's no limit. So anyways, so I needed a place to put the ships. And so I kind of had to buy this. So I bought this, put that down. And then, because I'm starting to get to the point where, well, let me, I think I have, yeah, that's on. So if I go to my ships, I'm starting to get to the point where I've got quite a few ships, as you can see. So, and especially with it was when I started getting those CLS CAG pilots, I needed ships to put the fully trained pilots in. When I was buying them, it's because you gotta, when you buy them, you're gonna have to get the software, you're gonna have to get the guns, the missiles, the shields. You're gonna have to supply each individual ship, get it all upgraded and everything. And so you really want to develop a system to try to make it simple for yourself and as quick as possible, because you're going to have tons of ships. So what happened is I started developing that, because I can have a player headquarters, but if I used all my money on that player headquarters, it's kind of like having a house with no stove, no washer and dryer, no electricity, no TV. It's just a building. So, and when I first started playing this game, I made the mistake of going after that headquarters first, and then not having money or anything set up to support it. So it's hard to fight the temptation
here.
Hey, Daddy, I want an Oompa Loompa. I want you to get me an Oompa Loompa right away.
All right, Ruka, all right. I'll get you one before the day's out.
I want an Oompa Loompa now. Can it, you nit?
It is definitely hard to fight that temptation, but I strongly suggest to you to build up your support and logistics first, so when you place that headquarters, you can use it right off the bat. So anyways, why I'm talking about that is, if you see here, I've got a bunch of different storage. These are storage stations, and you can really store whatever you want there, but there's a limit to how much you can store in each one. So what I did here was, like, my energy cells for ships, for jump drives. I've got 2 of those for energy cells. I've got, as you see here, 3 of them for all my missiles. I've got 2 of them to hold the shields, and I've got 5 of them to hold the guns. And the reason why I've got this ratio of all these is I looked at what's needed to supply the A wing, the B wing, the X wing, and the Y wings. And to have if I want to do 10 at a time, basically, if I bought 10 of each, that's 40 fighters, but having basically 10 sets, to be able to fully upgrade those ships, this is how much storage I need to hold all the guns and shields and stuff to supply that amount of ships. So that's how I got that number of 2, 3, 2, and 5. Okay, because really, one of the things about this game, like, I guess the themes or slogans or marketing, whatever it says, like, fight, build, trade, think, and you really have to think, because you're like, and that's also what's nice about it, because you can do it however you want to do it, and part of the game is kind of figuring out what's best. That's part of the game, really, because you're really building your empire. There's no preset outlines or anything to choose from. It's just like, you got to really think about what you want to do. You got to have a goal, and then you got to think about how to get there, and then not only how to get there, but what's the most efficient way for you, basically the most hands-off way or automatic way to get there, which is really cool about this game. But anyways, so what I've got here is, I got this all set up so that basically when I start having my player headquarters, I'm going to start reverse engineering the A wing, the B wing, the X and Y wings first, those fighters, and then start building those first. And then basically what happens, the way I've got this set up is, build them at the headquarters. They come right over here, get fully stocked up, except for software. That's the thing that sucks, though, is you still need the NBC stations for software. That's the only thing that sucks. You can't have your own building with software. But they can just fly right over here, get all the equipment they need, and then because of where I'm at, you can get a jump drive here. Now we got the energy cell, so I just go there, get the jump drive and some software, and then I can go right here where there's an Argon equipment dock and get the rest of the software. So it's really easy. It's really simple, quick, close. That's why I like this central location, and that's why I choose this as my, well, one of the reasons why I choose this as my first, like, home sector. But I'm getting everything in place, so when I do get that headquarters up, I'm off and running. It's just not a building sitting there forever until I can build up enough money and then build this stuff up before I can actually use it. Now, if you see here too, I've got, actually, let me see if I can. By the way, one of the first videos, I think it was the second video, I talked about advanced satellites and why I don't even at the beginning of the game, I don't even mess with navigation satellites, because the advanced satellites have a different function. This is the function. You can go into this kind of like shades of gray function, and if you see here, these are icons, okay? They're showing asteroids, and these are icons showing the stations and stuff. But let me zoom in a little bit. So you're just looking at these little icons. But when you're land stations and stuff, you need this, because if you can see, I can really see everything and where it's at. And when you're trying to build complexes, which these are not a complex, they're not connected, they're each separate. And to be honest, yeah, you could probably connect them. I probably could connect them. I might actually do that. I've never used these storage. It looks weird. I've never used those storage stations before. I have to look that up and just check if I can connect those. Because what happens is if I can connect all those, basically instead of ships having to dock at each individual one, there'll be a docking hub here in the front, and they can dock at that one spot and get access to all of them. So it's part of complexes. But anyways, it's different video, different topic. But I kind of wanted to show you how I set that up. It's all nice and even. The docks for these are down here. Now, one thing I wish I did, I did. The docks for the solar power plants on this side, and I should have moved this solar power plant up more. Oops, what happened there? Let me go here. I should have moved. Okay, I should have moved that solar power plant up here more, and I was thinking about doing that. I was trying to make it look cool too, but I should have had it up here more, because the docks are on, and this, when you place stations, you need to be aware of where the docking clamps are, because if it was up here more, when those ships leave the dock, they can go straight down. But because the AI is not very smart, so if I have a ship here at this solar power plant and I want it to go to one of these, it has issues. And I actually lost 2 transports before I learned my lesson. They just crashed right into these stations down there, because when they leave, they go straight down, because they don't do well with angles or turns. They just go straight line, just right where they need to go. And the problem is the docking clamps for these are underneath, so they have to go down. But anyways, I'm kind of getting into more of lame factories and stuff. Sorry. But anyways, I wanted to explain, why I haven't got, what the significance is of having this kind of set up first. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show it in action, because what I want to do, I talked about mobile mining, and really what I want to do is I want to start mobile mining ore and silicon, because I'm going to need that for my headquarters. So I want to get those mobile miners started now, because like I said, really it's very, very soon. Like even though I bought all this stuff, all those ships, all that software, all these stations, I still have. Right now I'm at 1.8 billion, so I'm not very far. So I don't want to make it sound like I spent all my money and have to build it all back up. I mean, I'm really, really close. But I'm going to show this in action of how, like what I mean. By the way, there's my ship up there. That's cool. I'm going to buy ships for mining, and I'm going to go through the process. And this is stuff that I do usually off camera, because it's just going through menus and waiting for them to fly and all that stuff. But I kind of want to show you this because it's what I just explained, the whole logistics of what I mean. So the ship, and this is another thing, this OTOS shipyard, the shipyards here, you got the Alliance shipyard and OTOS here, and like I mentioned before, I believe, but there's unique ships that you can only get at this sector. And for the Alliance, there's the Y8 miner. Ooh, look at that! Shake it, shake it off. But anyways, the Y8 is what I'm going to use. It's actually miner in the name, and what's really nice is actually, I mean, it is made for mining. If I go here to the stats, it's actually for kind of a big ship. It's got 15,000 units of cargo space, and that's a pretty big ship. It's a pretty nice ship. It's bigger than those GR75s, but and it's 82, which is not very fast. But if it's mobile mining, it doesn't have to be fast, really. But it does have 5 200 megajoule shields, so that's a gigajoule of shielding to protect it in case something happens. And if you see here, it is made for mining because it's got one main turret here, and it can have a mining drill or tractor beam or repair laser or guns if you wanted to. It's a waste to put guns on the front. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a drilling system on the main gun, and then I'm going to put 2 particles on the front turret, just so it does have something to shoot if it does get attacked. So anyways, let me go ahead and go here. I'm going to trade, and if you see here, there's like 3 listings of ships. Basically what it comes, and if you see there's different prices, the difference is this SML, it's kind of like small, medium, large, but it doesn't deal with the ship itself. It deals with the shields and guns that it comes with. Okay, and I just set up my whole logistics thing, and I actually use those CAG pilots to go around the system and supplying those storage stations with the types of guns and shields and stuff that I needed. And yeah, so anyways, so I don't need to buy the gun, the mobile drill, the particle accelerator, or the shields for these things. What was it, 5? Yeah, 5 200s. So I'm going to buy 10.
Ship ordered at shipyard.
And here you can equip. You see if you're equipped 10. When you buy new ships, you can add equipment that you want. What I'm going to do, I'm at a point where I'm just buying all the software. I'm not even going to think about it or worry about it. I'm just going to buy it all. So I got and what's nice about that setup is what I just did with all that software, it will put all that on all those ships I bought at the same time. So I don't have to do that to each individual ship. Okay, so now on my property screen, you'll see. Oh wait, let me clean this up a little bit. Let me turn off the fighters and let me hide those ships I want to hide. All right, so here's the miners. So what's also nice is under my global settings and my personal global settings, part of the what I was talking about in prior videos about the initial setup, but then it's all automatic. If you go in here, oops, I wanted to go not there, but I wanted to go to weapons. If you see here, it's already set up with mosquito missiles, the amount of mosquito missiles, and the amount of proton torpedoes to automatically buy and stock. So that comes from the global settings that I set. So every ship I buy is going to have these settings, and the reason why I set these is because this is more of a, it's used by most ships, and it's a decent missile. So that's why I set that on there. It's anything from fighters, or obviously this miner here, and most ships they can fire those. So that's why on my general settings I had 20 of these, and then 100 mosquito missiles. That's for the missile defense system. Okay, but anyways, when I buy any new ship I buy, it takes it from the global settings. That's already set up, so I don't have to worry about it. But what I do want to do is I do want to go to the command console here, and I'm going to turn the auto jump on. I always have 1 as the minimum, just so it jumps everywhere. It saves time. And the fuel to resupply the jump fuel. Since this is a TS ship, it uses up 10 energy cells to start the jump drive, and then 10 energy cells every sector. So when I do resupply, I'm going to do 150, so it's 150 or 1500 energy cells when it docks at a well, really any station that has energy cells. So I want to have that set up, and then I want to tell it to go ahead and dock at my energy. Actually, I'm going to start it off on the weapons. Weapons first. And I'm going to do that for all these here. 150. So it gets 1500 dock. I want to start with the weapons.
Command accepted.
Console. And again, this is kind of like the boring part, but I did want to show this whole process at least once. So, you know, if anyone had any questions or anything like that, I guess you can kind of see how I do it.
Command accepted.
Okay, that was already done. Yeah, and again, you know, you can, it's really whatever you want to do as far as, you know, how you set up your ships and all that, and that's what's, you know, really cool about this game. And it is really deep, and you have so many options, but you kind of have to know enough to even make up those decisions, what's best for what you want. So again, that's why I'm kind of showing what I do, and you know, if it gives any ideas or helps, especially newer players, because you know, the learning curve is so steep, and it really turns off a lot of people. Actually, I think I said on one of the videos towards one of the first videos, maybe it was even the second video, that, you know, if you don't enjoy like building stuff, like with layers and real depth, you know, don't play this game. It's just going to be frustrating. It's just going to be frustrating if you don't. But if you really do, you like games that, you know, you have to think about and really plan ahead, like literally, like I've got a piece of paper and pen when I play this game. Seriously. But if you don't like games like that, or I mean, if you do like games like that, this would be one of the best games you can play. Definitely. I mean, and because it's so deep, there's a lot of people that don't really understand how deep it is because they never went that far, or or they just never knew about it because it really isn't the easiest. There's no tutorials or anything, and that's part of the. I guess that's part of the game. Let me go to the weapons here. Okay, so did I think I missed a ship somewhere or something here. Okay. But I mean, I was playing this game for years and still learning new stuff. So, because there are, and that's part of the fun too, is kind of, like I said, finding what's, a better way of doing things, because there really is a better way of doing things, and things to really find out and learn about and try out, and different ways of making money and all that fun stuff. So anyways, all right, so I got these guys. I want to hit Seta here, and I got these guys going, and like the reason why I set it up this way is basically it's ships going right down the line. It's almost like an assembly line, basically, just like an assembly line, because you're going to have tons of ships, and when you're trying to load all these things out, it's best to develop your own system, and however, whatever works best for you, and have all your logistics set up and all that stuff, because you really do have to set it up. So as soon as these guys get there, they are slow compared to, like, fighters or M6, but they just need a mine, so they don't need to be very, very fast. It takes a little while to get there. Right, there we go. Okay, so no. Oh no, these just got in the sector. Let me show you the ship then, obviously. It's a Y8, which is it is a real Star Wars universe model, and it really is a minor in the lore. But that's it right there. Let me speed this up a little bit. Even with Seta, it looks like it's going slow. Maybe I should have shown this example off with like an M5 fighter, so you didn't have to just wait for the flight. That's why, again, because I've seen X3 videos, where they really are boring, and they kind of give, I mean, it's a true impression of the game. It's what the game is, but it's not the most entertaining to watch. I mean, if I say, hey, I'm flying these ships from point A to point B, I think you kind of get the picture. All right, so they're starting to dock here. So now, nope. Let me go. Yeah. The line must be drawn here. This far, no further. I don't know where that came from. So anyways, so I have them go here. Parameters. It needs one mobile mining drill and 2 particle accelerate cannons, and then I just send it on down the assembly line. So go ahead and dock at the energy. That one's docked, so I'll go ahead and get 1 mobile mining drill, 2 particle accelerator cannons. Go ahead and dock at the energy station. Get these other ships over here. And mobile mining drill, 2 particle accelerator cannons, and on down the line.
Command
All right.
accepted.
Let's go with the mobile
Mobile
drill, 2
drilling
particles, and on down the line.
Docking granted.
And because there's also,
Command
because it is repetitive, obviously I'm doing the same thing with 10 different ships, and I use the keyboard. I find that a lot easier than the mouse with this game, which is unusual. Most games I prefer the mouse, but with the way the UI is set up, it's like just like spreadsheets. I find it to actually be easier to get used to
Mobile
using
drilling
the
system. Particle
keyboard.
docking granted.
On down the line.
Command
All right, so
accepted.
that one's at the energy. Now, what's nice is because I set up the automatic refill for the jump cells, the energy cells for jumping, for 150 jumps, and it needs 10 for each jump. I didn't have to go in here and, you know, go ahead and select energy cells and punch in the number and stuff. If you see here, it automatically has
Energy
1500.
cells.
So I just needed it to dock there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and send it over to the missiles.
Docking granted. Command accepted.
And let's see here. Where am I? Okay, so that's a weapon. So I need it needs a
Mobile
drill
drilling system.
and 2
Particle
particles, and send it on over to the energy.
docking granted.
This one's at energy, so it's already got the cells. So all I need to do is go ahead and send it on down the line. So go ahead and dock at the missiles.
Docking granted. Command
That one's at the
accepted.
weapon, so it needs a mobile drill and 2 particles. And on down the line to the energy.
Docking granted. Command accepted.
That one's a weapon, so mobile drill, 2
drilling
particles. On down the line to the
Docking
energy.
granted. Command accepted.
Alright, so that one's already at energy, so I just need to go ahead and dock at missiles.
Docking granted. Command accepted.
Let me see here. It's going to weapons. It's going to energy, going to energy, going to... Okay, that was that energy, so now just go ahead and send it on down to the
Docking
missiles.
granted. Command accepted.
I'm not sure when I was going when I bought them. If I missed setting up that jump fuel refuel amount. So I just wanted to check some of those here. Come on. Come on. Alright, so weapons, drill,
Drilling particle
2
excellent.
particles, and docking at the energy
Docking
next.
granted. Command accepted.
Now, because I had that missiles when I showed you the 100 mosquitoes and the 20, I call them torps, photon torpedoes. Because I already had that set up, if you go into the freight, it's already got them. The 100 mosquitoes and the 20 torps. I didn't have to go into the actual parameters and select everything individually. So now, this sucker, let's see here, and what I always do too is, because there are a lot of details, and any small detail can kind of ruin your day, so I always check. So I went through the whole thing, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the weapons, make sure that the drill and the particles are in there, and they are. And then I'm going to go to the command console and double check to make sure that's set. It is. It's set for yes on auto jump, 1 sector, and 150 for the cells. And I want to go ahead and tell. Oh wait, I can't do the turret yet. That's right. Cannot do the turret yet. So I have to wait for what I'm going to do next. But now it's got the jump drive and it's got the energy cells. And so now all I have to do is tell it to go ahead and jump to light of heart. Sure, let's use the jump beacon. That works. That one's got energy, so go ahead and send it over to the missiles. This one's got missiles, so now I just need, I want to double check the weapons, make sure those are in there. Yes, they are. So I'm going to go ahead and have him jump over to light of heart. Now, when you send them just the jump, you didn't tell them to go to a station. They're going to just sit there. Let's see here. So I got to keep an eye out because I don't want them sitting in front of a jump beacon. Let's see here. All right, weapons. Weapons. Energy. So you need to dock at the missiles.
Docking granted. Command accepted.
You're at energy, so you need to go to the missiles.
Granted. Command accepted.
You're at energy, so you need to go to the missiles. Like I said, there's a lot of repetitiveness here. So you're at weapons, so you still need your drill and 2 particles. And I'm going to go ahead and have you dock at energy.
Command accepted.
So see, this one's just sitting there in space. I want to go ahead and have you dock. Nope, not the shipyard. Sorry. I wanted you to dock at the equipment dock, not the shipyard. You need to jump to light of heart, and I'm not going to have you jump on top of the other one, so I want to use a different gate. I need you to go ahead and jump to light of heart, and I'm going to use the south gate on that one. Yeah, you don't want to send, especially when you're doing ships like this, you know, you obviously don't want to send them in the same gate right after each other because they can possibly crash. So you've got the energy, so I need you to go ahead and dock at missile. Space, he's just sitting in space, so I need you to go ahead and dock at the equipment dock. You're sitting in space, so I need you to go ahead and dock at the equipment dock. You are at the equipment dock, so I need you to trade, and I'm just going to go ahead and max everything out. Alright, and I want to make sure I got everything. Got everything. So now that one's good to go, I think. Actually, I'm going to... let's see here. Check again, make sure, yes, weapons are in there. Go to commands. We need to get the turret set, protect ship, and additional commands. That's where the mosquito defense software is. So now, if you see here, the C, the difference is C is if you had like a fleet, the fleet leader. If you selected this, he would cover everyone in his group. So that's the difference. It's like just for the individual ship, or actually for everyone in the fleet or wing. Obviously, it's going to just need to worry about itself. And again, yes. So auto jump, jump fuel, missile defense, and turrets all set. Good, good, good. And I'm going to go ahead and also I want to check the freight. It's got its shielding, it's got its jump cells, it's got its torpedoes, it's got its drill, it's got its particle accelerators, and its missile defense missiles. So yeah, it is set, and it's got all the software that I need: ore collector, mineral scanner, and the mobile drill. So it is set up. So what I'm going to actually do is go ahead Since it's at the dock and taking up a docking clamp, I'm going to go ahead and tell it to navigate, go ahead and jump and fly to position. And I'm actually going to start here at Kingdom Men, and you'll see why I chose that in a little bit. But basically just kind of need to get to like a staging area here. Actually, I want to go back here in between the gates to try to stay out of the way of other ships. So if I yeah, that works. That'll work, I think. Yeah. So he's going to jump over there. Missiles. You got your missiles. Yay! So now you can go ahead and navigate, and you can jump and light a heart. And I'm going to have you go North Gate. Someone is sitting there. Looked like someone was sitting there. Huh. I thought on the... Okay, never mind. So you got your missiles, so go ahead and jump. Light a heart. I'm going to have you go in the South Gate. And I don't want to jump too many, like I said, on top of each other here. Let me speed some of this up. Wait, this one's... Okay, this one's at energy. So you need to go ahead and dock at the missiles.
Docking granted. Command accepted.
There we go. Okay, space light a heart. So you go ahead and dock. Equipment dock. And you know, what's kind of funny is, like, I'm hopefully I'm not annoying you with me saying the same stuff over again, like what I'm doing, but it's better than just silence, I hope. I don't know. Is silence better than hearing my voice? But actually, it's probably better to hear silence. And again, like, I know this isn't real exciting, but I want to show what I do anyway. Like I said, for people that's never done it before, even people that have, that maybe, you know, kind of new, that kind of want to see it, how you know, just how someone else does it. Okay, so I need you jump. See, there's a ship sitting there. I wonder. I'm gonna have you jump on the North Gate. Docking at missile, jumping, docking at equipment dock, going to the missile, He is at the missile. I'll have you go ahead and jump the North Gate.
Command accepted.
You're docking. You're already done in that at the mining spot. All right, trade. Let's see here.
Cargo engines, rudder up boost extension, duplex. Mineral or patrol command, special command.
What's nice about using the keyboard is you get, like I said, you kind of get in a rhythm. You can do it at a decent speed. So before I send you off, I want to make sure weapons loaded. Yes, weapons are loaded. I want to go ahead and tell turrets to protect, get missile defense on, and double check your jumping situation. And yep, that is good. So go ahead and jump and fly to position. Kingdom's in, and I'm just going to go a little bit beside the other miner there. Let's see. Where we at? Light a heart, not moving. You need to dock. Equipment dock. Light a heart, not moving. You need to dock at the equipment dock.
Command accepted.
So they're all going. Let me hit SATA. Oh, I see. I have I have a habit of doing that, and so I don't even think about it. But I know with this mic, it doesn't sound the greatest on the you know, the video end, your end there. I'm gonna have him jump there at the north. I'm gonna have him jump at the south. I need to check something really quick here. There is, who is that just sitting there? It looked like, because the jump beacon's right there, and it just looks like he's sitting on top of that beacon. No, okay, he's docking at the station, so okay. Alright, alright. Let me get back to my ships. Space Kingdom in, good, good. We got these guys moving. Let's see, now I need you to go ahead and dock at the equipment dock.
Command accepted.
Need you to go ahead and dock at the equipment dock.
Command accepted.
You're at the equipment dock, so you can trade. Max you out.
Boost extension. Duplex. Mineral navigate or patrol command. Special commands.
This is another reason why I just don't care about the software. When I got the money, I just want to get it done. To me, just getting it all done quick, without missing out on what I need, is more important to me. So, weapons are good. You go to command console. We go down and protect ship. Jump drive is good, and let me get the missile defense.
Mosquito missile. Weapon systems ready.
Good to go. Good to go. Let's go up here at the Kingdom's Inn, and let me just have you move here. This far, no further. Every time I say that. Anyways, you just got to the missile. Wow. Alright, so let's go ahead and have you jump over Light of Heart, and I'm just going to become the North Gate. I just want to, better be safe than sorry. I don't want you jumping on top of another ship. The jump beacon is closer to the equipment dock, but like I just said, I don't want to take any chances to have ships crash and blow up. What was I doing? Okay, yes, trade.
Cargo engine rudder up boost extension duplex. Mineral navig or patrol command special commands. Trading system extension installed.
Cool. Have you go ahead and jump. And I'm just going to have you go close to those guys. Let's see, what are we at? Argon. So let's trade.
Engine rudder optimus boost extension duplex scan. Mineral navig or patrol command special command trading system extension installed.
Look at the state. I'm going to go back to my cockpit here. Yeah, that station looked like it was having a seizure or something. Let's see here. I did max you out, right? Yes, I did. So go ahead. Make sure guns are installed. Make sure turrets are protected. Missile defense is on.
Weapon systems ready.
And your jump settings are good. Jump and fly to position. I'm gonna have you just go in this corner over here.
Command accepted.
Space Light of Heart, I need you to dock. I need you to dock at the equipment
Docking
dock.
granted. Command accepted.
Turn on SATA. And when you get, like I said, you kind of get into a rhythm. I'm going to have 10 ships. All obviously you see what I'm doing, but you can get into a rhythm and to try to speed things up, because especially when I first started this game and it was, I missed one. Oh, the most important one. One of the most important ones, the ore collector. Good to go. Okay. And but anyways, when I was starting off, it would take forever. And like when I was like, I thought like doing 5 at a time was you know, it took forever and was painful. And now, as you see, I can, you know, do 10 at a time. It does take a little while, but then I have 10 ships done, fully, you know, fully upgraded, fully ready to go. Protect.
Mosquito missile.
And I know, again, I know this is kind of boring, but yeah. Lost my train of thought there. Hold on, let me just double check. Yes, that's all done. Okay, yes. So you need to jump. Okay, so jump to position. Go ahead and get with these other guys.
Command accepted.
Argon trade.
Engine rudder up boost extension. Duplex. Mineral Navigator Patrol Command Special Command.
Let's get these guys done.
Trading system extension installed.
Double check. Like I say, I always double check because there's been more than once, let's just say many more times than I would like to admit, where I'm missing a small detail. And well, actually, there was the video when I thought I was ready to start, and I started building it up. I talked about this is the point of the evolution, you know, of the empire, where we can make money without having to actually do something. And I thought I was going to start Universal Traders, and then I was at the point of buying that MK3 software. Oh, I had to watch myself, my reaction there, because it was, I don't know. At the time, I was so upset. I was like, no, because I knew I had to manually trade longer than I thought. My days of manually trading were done, and they were not. Let me see here. So that one's done. That one's done. That one's done. That one's jumping and moving. That one's done. That one's jumping and moving. This one's going to the equipment dock. Equipment dock. That one is done, and equipment dock. So I've got 3 more to do at the equipment dock and jump. And then I'll have 10 mobile miners mining, getting ready for that player to supply that player headquarters with ore and silicon. Trade.
Cargo rudder optimization. Rudder up boost extension. Duplex. Mineral Navigator Patrol Command software. Trading system extension.
Oh, I missed one.
Installed. Special command software.
Yeah, I always you don't want to miss out. Like I said, it's so easy to miss out on one small detail. So go ahead now, and the weapons. Boop, good to go. Commands for turrets. Protect. Missile defense. All right. Let's go ahead and jump ya. Like I said, I always make sure before I send it, like a Universal Trader, before I send it out sector trading, I double check to make sure it's all fitted up and ready to go. Because I'm not going to check it once it's out there, you know, trading, or once these are mining. I'm not going to check it. And if I forgot to put a missile defense system there, and the NPC comes and blows it up, and it would have been safe if it had that going. You know, I think you kind of you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Cargo rudder of boost extension duplex. Mineral scan navigate or patrol command software installed.
Oop.
Trading system.
Darn. That's
Special command software.
good to go.
input.
Okay. Weapons good to go. Commands.
Command accepted. Mosquito missile.
Good to
Weapon
go.
systems ready.
Let's jump you over here.
Command accepted.
Done. I just have this last one. This last one to do. What I'll probably do is, because this took a little. Well, actually, no. There's something else I want to show just real quick. That's part of what I was talking about this video, and then I'll end it after I get this one equipped up.
Engine rudder of boost extension duplex. Mineral navigate or patrol special command. Trading system extension installed.
Okay. And jump. Crisscross will make you want to jump. I'm dating myself with that one. If anyone listening understands what that came from, please comment, because I would be impressed. All right, so now I've got 10 miners fully stocked up, ready to go to mine. I'm going to get those started. I'm actually going to break up this video, and I'm going to start those miners in the next part. But as you see, the assembly line, that's what the whole thing, that whole process, buying the ships, having, you know, these storages all stocked and organized. So it's basically going down an assembly line. What I want to show you, though, before I end this video is the automatic supplying of this. So I just used up all those energy cells. You know what? Oh, I can't believe it. I forgot to send them to get shields, didn't I? Yes, I forgot their shields. They all got 200. Darn it. Well, I'm not going to put on the video. I'll go ahead and send them through off the video. But what I want to show you is those CAG and CLS pilots, how useful they are. If I take this one right here, here's one. Now what I'm going to do is all those energy cells and missiles and stuff like that that I just used up. I have a ship. I'll have one of these ships for one item, for one task, one purpose. And so, like for this one, I'm just going ahead and go into commands, trade, start external commodity logistics, and when you have these guys and you have them do tasks, they may have the waypoints from the last task on there. So you want to go to waypoints and you want to delete those. You want to clear those waypoints out if you're going to have them start something new. But if you go to the data storage, load data, these are all, I already have all the stops for these set up and saved. So like what I want to do with this one is I'm going to have it go to my solar power plant and take those energy cells and restock all those supply or storage stations. So I want to select that, and now if I go to my waypoints, it's set up. So it's going to go to the power plant. It's going to go to the first energy one. And then it's going to go to energy 2 and all that stuff. So I got all that already set up and saved, which is very, very nice.
Command accepted.
And he's already off and doing it. I don't have to set those points or anything like that. It's automatically done. And I have that for, I mean, you probably saw it, but I just want to show you. Like, for my 25 megajoule shields, for my 200 megajoule shields, buying from the NPC stations, mosquito missiles buying from the NPC stations, the torpedoes buying from the NPC stations, the AG, you know, all that stuff, KX9s. I have it already set up, so I can just take any one of these ships, any of the CAG ships, and just put them with that task. They're so easily interchangeable once you set it up. Again, it's that initial setup, but once that's done, it's really, really easy. And what I do is, whatever ship I've got, the way I've got this named is I've got it, you know, sector trader, and then numbered, and so it's nice and organized. The ship, the type of ship it is, so I know what type of ship it is. But then what I'll do after I give it a task, I'll go in and rename it. Let's see here. Just so I know what it's doing. So this one is the solar power plant transport e-cells. Just so I know it's not buying from an NPC. I know it's coming from my solar power plant. All it's doing is taking and transporting those e-cells. So I can look at it real quick, and I know exactly what it's doing. But I'll do that. I do that for all those items, and they automatically resupply. And I can have it like I had them stopped right now because I had all those storage stations stocked. But you can just set it up and just let it go. And what we'll do is, even when those stations are stocked, it will just pause. It will just dock up and pause and wait until like I put more ships through there to take out shields, say for example, and it sees that, and then it'll start shopping for shields again. And it's all automatic. That's why those pilots, especially when I get my headquarters going, and I'm going to show you how I set that up, that supply chain. You may get even a better picture, but I wanted to at least show you why those things are so useful. So anyways, I know this video was long. It wasn't the most exciting, but I did want to kind of show you what I do off camera, just kind of at least once, as far as buying ships, getting them all supplied, and also the importance of having all this set up before I even have the headquarters. Because if I can have the headquarters, I can build ships there. But if I don't have this system set up, I won't be able to have the huge fleets that you can have. You know, I won't be able to have those very easily, and that's what I want. And that's what so I kind of wanted to show you that process, that thought process. So yeah. Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much. And like I said, on the next part, I'm going to actually get those mobile miners going. And I also have another surprise. I got a couple new toys. I got a couple new toys, and I got a purpose for those toys. And the purpose is I'm going to have one go through and automatically map systems. Because when I go through the center of the systems, there really can be stations that's out of the central range. So I'm going to have these an NPC basically it will go and just and with its sensors just fly through the whole thing. So whatever is there, it will find. And I want to set that up and go through and have it go through all the sectors doing that, because I don't want to fly myself. Because like I said, I can come through this gate and go through the stations here in the center, and this is for any sector. But there can be stuff on the outside. There can be stations way out here. There can be abandoned ships way out there. So I want to have an NPC go ahead and map. And then what I also want to do is I'm going to have the second toy I got go and scan asteroids in all the sectors. So I know when I look at any sector, I would know what all the asteroids are, so I can pick and choose the most lucrative asteroids, so I can start building asteroid mining. Really, when you start in the factories, as far as for money making purposes, mines and solar power plants are the easiest. Now, solar power plants are really cheap, so you're not going to make a lot of money. But really, with mines, that's what I would say to really, if you want to build factories for money, mines is one of the easiest ones. It's definitely one of the easiest ones. And I'm going to end up showing you that. But I got to scan these asteroids so I can pick out the best ones. So I'll be doing that in the next video. All right, guys. Thank you very much.